our Grand Marshal this year. His son Adam, David, and his wife Beverly. His other son David is racing tomorrow. He couldn't be with us, so they're qualifying today. So hopefully he'll do well. Mr. Ken, you want to come up here real quick if you want to say a word? You want to say?
Good morning. It's great to be in Dawsonville. I have a lot of dear friends up here, and I've had those friends for years and years. And to be here facing the old courthouse, and off at the right over there, you can see the famous Dawsonville pool room. And Mr. Gordon Perkle has always been a hero of mine. And I told David Sosby this morning, I said, Mr. Gordon should be the Grand Marshal. I mean, what's this deal with Ken Reagan? But, my family has been a family in auto racing since my mom told me that Daddy built his first race car in 1936. Well, we were down in South Georgia, but as I grew up, I always looked at what was going on in Dawsonville and have always felt like that I've had a connection to the community, and it's an honor to be asked to be the Grand Marshal for what I think is the best festival that I know of in the United States, and that is the Moonshine Festival here in Dawsonville. We're glad to be here, and I hope to have an opportunity. I'll be here a while through the day, and we'll speak to each one of you. And Adam's always excited about getting on the stage, and his brother David gets a little bit of glory from time to time. But Adam will be hanging out with me today in Beverly, and we hope to get to speak to you. But thank you for having us, and it's a blessing to have this good weather. It's nice and comfortable, and no rain and no real bright, hot sunshine. So we're glad to be here. Thanks for the invite, and we look forward to visiting with you throughout the day. You too, Dwight. And I want to say thanks, too, to the girls that carried the banner this morning. They walked during the parade route and did a nice job and kept pace. I almost had to get out and kind of throttle them back a little bit. I think they were in a race at one moment there. We wanted to get all the way up to the front, but they did a nice job.
Thank you, Mr. Ken. I want to ask just all of the care volunteers that are right here, and if there's any of y'all that I miss, I'm sorry. Y'all just come up here while I talk just for a second about Care for Kids. Come on, yeah. Tiffany, Mike, Michael, come up here. I'm very proud to be the president of Care for Kids. I'm very passionate about what we do. Every dollar that's raised at this festival, we raise money. This is our sole fundraiser. We raise money to supply Christmas for kids in this county. Kids that are enrolled in the schools here. Many of these people right here behind me, Tiffany, if you've probably heard Tiffany's name. She also goes by Marie. But we couldn't do it without our volunteers, and any of the volunteers that are out there that aren't up here on the stage with us. Thank you for what you do. But each of us are very passionate about it, and that we raise the money for the Christmas for kids. Each kid that we buy, typically it's about $350. So that gives you an idea of what the money for this festival is raised for. We're very thankful to partner with the city of Dawsonville that lets us have the festival here. We realize it's quite a mess sometimes, but I just want to say thank you to all of you, the hard work y'all do. And I believe Angela is going to introduce our Care Queens now.
Good afternoon, everybody, or good morning, I should say. We're so excited to be able to have a scholarship pageant for Care for Kids. And our Care for Kids queens this year are Miss Riley Grogan as our tiny, or our little, Miss Lydia Crane, who's on stage with us right here as our teen, Kira Gomez, who is our tiny, Emery Davis, I think she's in the crowd, but she's not with us right now, as our baby, Carly Crane, who's on stage with us, as our junior, and of course, Miss Carly Grizzle as our Care Queen.
Thank you, Angela. And now I'm going to turn it over to Gordon. Gordon Perkle's going to talk just a little bit about Hubert Platt.
As y'all all know, last year Hubert Pratt was a Grand Marshal. He passed away just a few weeks ago, and we want to honor him. His widow, who is a Dawsonville girl, it's got something she wants to present. While she's coming up here, I'd like to recognize a former Grand Marshal sitting back here who is a NASCAR Hall of Famer, Rex White. Linda's got something she wants to read.
Let me just pull these glasses off and get the ones I can see through. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 48th annual Dawsonville Moonshine Festival. I am Linda, Mrs. Georgia Shaker. I was one of his biggest fans. Before he became so sick, he asked me to come to Dawsonville with him and give his NHRA Lifetime Achievement Trophy to the Dawsonville Racing Hall of Fame so that it can be shared with all racing fans. Just a few weeks later, he was diagnosed with liver cancer, and we didn't make the journey to Dawsonville. As one of his last wishes, I am here today to present George Shaker's 2005 Lifetime Achievement Trophy to the Dawsonville Racing Hall of Fame in loving memory of Hubert the George Shaker Platt, who is now drag racing in heaven. Amen. Let me hold it for you.
It says Hubert Pratt, for his years of faithful dedication to serving and interests of others on behalf of the entire hotline for NHRA Lifetime Achievement Award. This is a great honor, Linda, to be able to accept this award on behalf of the Georgia Racing Hall of Fame. We got stuff on Hubert out here, but this will be my prize thing. And anybody want to come by the Georgia Racing Hall and see this trophy, feel welcome to. Thank you so much, Linda.
And I guess I'll hang on to this. I'm also going to let Gordon talk for just a second about the Moonshiners Hall of Fame. Gordon.
We started a couple of years ago a National Moonshine Hall of Fame that's located here in Dawsonville. This is a third year of having this, and we have this is a National Hall of Fame, so Dawsonville can't just hog it, but we pretty much have, I think. But we got a good group of Hall of Fame members this year.
And if I want to recognize Moonshiner Jeff, if you will, please. He's going to pass out the plaques for us.
How's everybody this morning? I'm glad to be here to help do this. You know, if it hadn't been for people here in Dawsonville, I wouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. But, you know, they put me. I was the fourth one to get in it, and I'm the youngest one in it. So.
Angel.
This is the third annual induction into the National Moonshiners Hall of Fame, and we are very proud to have the National Moonshiners Hall of Fame here in Dawsonville, Georgia. These plaques are displayed when you go into the Georgia Racing Hall of Fame, to the door where the Moonshine Distillery is, there's a wall there that has the plaques hanging. I would say probably after this year, we're going to have to find a new wall, because we are going to continue to do this every year, because there are so many predominant Moonshiners here in this area and across the U.S. So, okay, we're going to go ahead and start introducing these guys. And when I call your name, if you're here, if your family is here, if you please come up and accept this award. The first one is from Dawsonville, Georgia. Name is Bug Mincy. A very humble man, Bug Mincy lived and loved his life as a moonshiner, although the work was very hard and the hours were equally long. At the mere young age of 7, he started planting his liquor-making seeds while helping to take care of his family through tending to his father's still and learning the craft of brew making. Mincy's liquor-making skills would develop into a career spanning over 62 years, and with only 2 minor halts while playing bootleggers and revenuers. Mincy continued to keep a steady stream of his sought-after liquor flowing to thirsty Atlanta customers. And on behalf of Mr. Mincy's family, Dolores Bearden, we'd like to present this to you. Congratulations. Would you like to say something?
We're just very honored that they put Daddy in this Hall of Fame, and I know that Daddy is up in heaven right now, smiling down and just grinning about all this, because he would have loved to have been here. Thank you.
All right, our next Moonshiner Hall of Fame inductee, Albert Doc Stevens. And here to accept the award in his memory is his children, Kenneth, Judy, and Mary, and family members. Okay, grandchildren. We got a whole slew of them, don't we? Great-grandchildren, come on up. All right. As you see, this means a lot to families around here to have a family member inducted into the Moonshiners Hall of Fame. Albert Doc Stevens, also from Dawsonville, Georgia, a native of Dawson County and a lifelong resident. Doc Stevens was well known for his liquor locally and throughout Atlanta. A father of 5, Stevens depended on his customers' return business to provide for his family and almost always had a still running to keep up with the demand. Stevens was known as a straight and honest man, and these characteristics shone through while conducting his whiskey business. During a visit to check on one of his stills, Stevens was surprised by revenuers and ended up in federal court in Gainesville for charges. Although he could have denied the charges, claiming the still was not his honesty shone through, and he accepted full ownership and received only probation. His family believes his honesty and the lack of a past criminal history prevented his trip to the federal penitentiary. And on behalf of the Stevens family, Kenneth Stevens, we'd like to present this to you, please. Would you like to say something?
On behalf of Daddy, I'd like to say that we was proud of him. He was the most gentle, honest man, and to thank these people for all the work that they do. Thank you so much.
Our next inductee into the National Moonshiners Hall